things that bothered you when it is
Debra? What is that? Of China. What was your preconception of China?
Before. Everybody asks about that word. It's terribly written.
Hi, Mom.
Should I look at the camera? Yeah, look at the camera. Look at me or look at the camera, or whichever. As long as you're looking this way.
Okay.
So you say your name and where you're from.
My name's Shane McManus. I'm from Santa Rosa, California, about 45 minutes north of San Francisco.
And what do you do here in China?
I work in clothes production, sporting clothes, jackets, swimwear, headwear, that type of thing.
I'm Cedric. I'm from Canada, from Montreal. I do some trade, so mostly for medical equipment, some kitchen hardware as well.
I'm Hugh Berryman. I'm from Arizona, Gilbert, Arizona. I'm a swim coach.
My name's Hugo and I am from California, USA. I'm working with a swim coach that brought me over. I'm just his intern. I'm helping him coach in the afternoons. I'm doing some office work in the morning.
John Redfern, originally from Canada but lived all over, and about 5 or 6 different businesses or projects going on at the same time, oil and gas related or energy tech related or data related.
My name is John and I'm from Dublin, Ireland. I'm a foreign teacher.
My name is John. I'm from Chicago in the United States. I am an English teacher.
My name is Julie and I am from America. I am an English teacher.
Hi, my name is Francesca. I'm from South Africa.
Hi, my name is Miles and I'm from Ireland.
I'm an English teacher.
And also I'm an English teacher working in Shenzhen.
Before you ever came to China, did you have any kind of preconception of what China would be like?
I suppose my image of China was negative in some regards.
In what way?
Just because the media, the perspective, you're reading these articles every week, like corruption. Maybe there was more like a food scandal, which is happening now as well. Just constant things that were happening at every level, it seemed.
You always hear the basic things about, be it censorship or human rights, the bad things that come up in the news. So you have that one-sided type of perception.
I didn't know much actually. I saw China like a very traditional cultural place, but when I got here, I realized like it was very different than what I thought it was at first.
I guess a lot of people think that China's cities are just concrete jungles. There's no greenery, there's no open green space. So I kind of had that same idea as well.
I mean, I knew obviously there's a lot of people here and I kind of had this image in my head of like kind of like a lake with like lots of neon lights on the lake and like people eating noodles and rice, just kind of stupid things that you picked up from Hollywood and things like that.
And has your opinion of China changed since you lived there?
Well, I think it's a little different depending on where you end up in China. So, if you were to fly a plane to, for example, someplace in Yunnan, it could fit very nicely into your idea of what China is. But when you cross the border from Hong Kong into Shenzhen, it's very different. I mean, Shenzhen's more modern than San Francisco. I mean, there's very few cities that rival it in terms of transportation, large buildings, tons of shopping centers, just a very new city with Starbucks, McDonald's, and KFC and Western restaurants. It wasn't at all what I was expecting. Pleasantly surprised, I will say though.
The one thing almost no one realizes until they come here, it's big. I think that's the one big surprise and the main reason people have to come here, because they have no frickin' idea of the scale. They just do not know.
Shenzhen's a really green city, and so that was really something exciting to see. And for the most part, people are very polite in this city specifically. So I wasn't ready for people to be so helpful.
Yeah, I would say definitely, for me it's definitely changed. As I said, like it was negative, but then the people, obviously meeting the people and talking to them, definitely you saw a different side to them.
Yeah.
I realised it's more open than you think. Like I think the West gives a perception of China being exceptionally closed and a lot of red tape, you know. But people are a bit more free with their speech.
You find that the people are probably a lot nicer than what you knew or you imagined them to be. But no, in terms of the media and actually reading stories, we probably know a lot more than we did about how bad things can be here.
Do you find it difficult to get by without being able to speak the language?
I think everything's difficult if you don't know Chinese. I'm curious how other people live their lives here. I seem to have forgotten how I once did things where, order food, go to the bank, say I want a bag at the supermarket. I mean, most of my life's in Chinese, If I don't come to the office, there's a good chance I won't run into another foreigner all day, which means I'll probably speak Chinese at some point. And it just makes it easier to just, do the little things in life. You can always call someone to help you speak. It's always an option available. But it's so much easier if you can do it yourself and you're not always on the phone with someone saying, tell them this, and hoping the translation goes well.
So far, we've been okay.
Yeah, no, the only time it's difficult is when you have to go to the police office, to go to the tax office. Then it's very difficult. But you can get by without kind of gesticulating and
pointing.
Yeah.
You can get by on most things. Recently, I had to go to the hospital, so I had to bring like a Chinese friend there to explain the situation. But I find for most things you can usually get by. Like I've rented 3 apartments and I've had different encounters with people, and it would be better to speak it, but it's never been a huge obstacle.
Getting around, if you know the right places, you can definitely have a comfortable life. Shenzhen is a pretty foreign-friendly city, but I go to bars, I go to areas where most of the people predominantly speak enough English to get me a beer, give me food or whatever. I go to places where the menus have pictures, so if I need to, I can point. If it's all on a sign, I don't eat there because I just don't know what I'm getting.
What are some things that you would say maybe bother you on a day-to-day basis?
Maybe like the personal space. Strangers here sometimes, it was a few days ago and I was in a store looking at different types of fabric for work and stuff. And the guy who actually worked in the store just came up and kind of rubbed my arm and did the whole Chinese wah. And I'm like, oh, you're so strong. I'm like, what? I don't know you, don't touch me. For him, that never crossed his mind that might not be okay to do.
A lot of the people I've met here are a bit oblivious to some people around them. Not that they're rude or mean, it's just that they don't know that there's anyone else around them, so they just will stop right in front of an escalator or metro system where sometimes if there's not enough room, people will still push you as cram in to the metro. It also happens in elevators. People will not walk on the escalator. They will run to the escalator and stop and just stand in your way, even if they see the train. And then once they get to the end of the escalator, then they start running. They will kind of push you to the side if they're in a hurry. If they're walking on the street, they have just I'm in a hurry, there's no need to say anything.
Some people are really just aggressive at getting through swear. It seems aggressive to me, but it's just culture and just how they've been brought up, and just the ways that they get around is they cut people off. Taxi drivers are the epitome of the aggressive, regular, just everyday life driver. That's their social norm, and so they're just driving in the middle of lane lines and going on red lights, and it's just totally different.
I suppose one obvious one is spitting.
The spitting, the shouting, people smoking in the elevator, kind of sometimes a lack of personal space that can be quite difficult. I think most expats have difficulties with those sorts of things.
Using the bathroom on the street.
Yeah.
That's kind
when
of
you see little children. I got the metro the other day and a child was lifted up by its mother. She took down her pants and the child then
used the bathroom.
Yeah. Did a number 2 into the bin in front of everybody else, as if it was completely normal.
Just to finish, what are some good things that you really like about living in China?
I enjoy interacting with my students and getting to know their culture and what they're actually like, and learning more about them.
Yeah, that's the big thing actually. talking to your students, just it's fascinating talking to them like just about any the last 60 years, about what they think of like people like Mao, or what they think of the one-child policy. I think it's very interesting. See it from a different side, I think.
I just really like the culture. I mean, the people, they're really cool. Everyone's nice. Everyone's here to better themselves in society. Like, they're all like business minded, and they're all just trying to thrive and to survive. So it's a cool type of environment to live in, and to see everyone firsthand doing work.
I do admire their family structure and stuff. I feel they've done a very good job at keeping that without letting that go too far away with technology. We've kind of seen in the Western world, US, Europe and stuff, that as we modernize and stuff, family structure kind of dies a little bit. There's a lot more divorce and stuff. While China does have divorce and stuff, they are very good at keeping the family close. The parents take a much more active role in their child's education. I think that has a lot of benefits for them.
A lot of times when parents will retire, they'll move in with their children and help out with taking care of the grandchildren, having a very close family dynamic. It's a very nice thing to see. Also, a lot of the people, they're very friendly, very inviting.
I like the people. Most of the people are very kind, and I get on well with them. I love the food. I have my favorite dishes that I eat almost every day.
I like the culture. It's a very deep culture, so I still learn some stuff pretty much every day, and discover some new dishes. I love Chinese food. I love Chinese tea. Chinese people are very friendly also. So yeah, many things basically that I like about China.
It's really hot.
Yeah, you get used to it.
Speaking the language basically allows you to communicate with a lot more Chinese people.
Yeah. All right. So you say your name and where you're from.
Oh, so were you recording already?
Yeah, recording now. Yeah. Can you speak any of the language?
Now I can. When I first got here, I could say simple things like how much is it and a few numbers, like numbers 1 to 99. Which I was speaking.
Oh, got it.
Don't use any of that.
No, we'll be fine with it.
Start again.